Manchester United 2, Tottenham 0. Yes, there you have it. Man United have beaten Tottenham. Man United have not only beaten Tottenham, but today we saw the sauce. We saw saucy football. We did. It's been a long time since I saw football like this. We bopped the ball around. We sprayed the ball around, one-touch football, triangles, patterns of play. You can see it today. Today things clicked and we won the game. Tottenham didn't even look like scoring. We dominated the game for me from start to finish. I think Ten Hag will be happy. Casemiro and Fred, the two Brazilians in the midfield, dominating that midfield. Bruno had a good game today. Rashford showed why he isn't a striker, but we will get into it. There is so much to talk about. We're going to talk about Rashford. We're going to talk about the midfield. We're going to talk about Bruno. We're going to talk about Anthony. We're going to talk about how I saw the game, how the game unfolded, what went right today, what clicked today. We need to talk about it. Before we get involved, guys, smash the like, turn on the notifications, and if you haven't yet subscribe to the channel. It's a new channel that I've started. I'm going to talk about football and nothing but football. No emotional talk about players and all this thing. Just logical assessment of the game. All I'm going to do is say what I see rather than say how I feel. No emotion, just straight football talk. Let's get into it. Let's get into this game. I wasn't looking forward to this game. Off the back of the Newcastle game where we had opportunity after opportunity to score and we just didn't. I wasn't looking forward to this game. I thought we could get beaten, but I was wrong. We started the game well. I'm happy with the lineup. Let's talk about the lineup. First and foremost, he continued with the Casemiro and Fred midfield, which I'm okay with because those two play for Brazil and they play really well for Brazil. So if you get them playing together more regularly, you're going to see cohesion because they already have cohesion. When Fred goes forward, Casemiro stays. When Casemiro goes forward, Fred stays. They have an understanding already, and if we can build on the understanding at Man United, we are going to see a good midfield pair if you want to play two defensive. I know a lot of teams play with one DM, whether it's Man City or Liverpool, and two box-to-box. But we've decided to stick with a 2 DM and 1 number 10 policy. And if that's the case, then Fred and Casemiro have put their name in the hat. Those two today were immense, but we're going to get into it. Let's start. Like I said, that was a good lineup. I'm happy that we started with Rashford rather than Ronaldo. Let's be honest, guys, and let's be real. With Rashford up front, you get the press, you get the energy. You might not get the quality, but what you do get, like I said, is the press. And we pressed Tottenham today. We did. We gave them no rest at the back. They tried to play out from the back and we just pressured these motherfuckers. We pressured them and they just kicked it long. If Ronaldo was on that field, we wouldn't have pressed like that. We wouldn't have. Let's be honest. So I'm glad Rashford started. Luke Shaw deserves to retain his place. Varane came back in. He played in second half of the defence with Martinez. Dalot on the right. Anthony retained his position on the right wing. Sancho on the left. That's the team that started. That's a team I would have started anyway. So I'm happy Ten Hag started that team. As I said, let's get into the game. You know, if you guys disagree with the lineup, I don't understand why you would, because we won the game. But let me know who you would have started instead. But yeah, let's get into the game, guys. Let's get into the game and talk about what happened during the game. As I said before, United, we started off well. We passing the ball around, one touch. Anthony, I think, hit the post within the first 10 minutes, doing what he usually does, that cut in from the left and that whippage, that curler, that sweet curler that he loves to do. He's going to score more goals with that curler because that's a Robin thing. If he perfects that, right, it's going to be a dangerous trick that he can pull out of his bag. That cutting, smash with his left foot. If he can master the Robin, We've, yeah. But anyway, we started off well. We pressed, as I said before, we were pressing well with Rashford as our striker. And that's something that I said we wouldn't have seen with Ronaldo. So I'm glad we did that. Ten Hag started with the right players. Within the first 15 minutes, though, I realised De Gea was not playing that from the back. He was booting it, and he wasn't trying to find a pass. But when the game settled down, we saw De Gea started picking out his passes. And that's one thing that we said De Gea needs to start doing. Stop rushing, take your time, and play out from the back. First 15 minutes, he wasn't doing that. But when the game settled, we saw De Gea giving the ball to Shaw, giving it to Varane, giving it to Martinez. Take your time, De Gea. Beautiful. That's what we want to see from De Gea. I think around the 19-minute mark, I noticed that there was a clip ball to Rashford. But he didn't shoot straight away. He decided to take a touch, then he passed it back. And then, just a minute later, Fred got the ball in the final third, or in the middle third, and he played a threaded through ball to Rashford. Rashford was onside with the goal at his mercy, and he missed. He should have taken another touch. I don't understand why around the 20 minute mark, when Rashford shot, why he didn't take another touch. The field was there. The pitch was there for him to just keep dribbling, but he decided to take it early, and the keeper saved it. And when Rashford missed those two opportunities, I thought to myself, this is not going to be a good game. Is this going to be one of those games where we have opportunity after opportunity and chance after chance, just like the game before and the game before that, and we don't take our chances? And this is why we need another striker. As much as I like Anthony Martial, I do like him. But at the moment, we cannot rely on him because of his injuries. And today's match showed why we need another striker. We do. So when Rashford was missing those early chances, I was thinking, yeah, this is gonna be a long night. Dalot crossed in, beautiful cross from Dalot to Shaw. A few minutes later, and Shaw volleyed over, and then a beautiful passage of play around the 28th minute between Shaw, Sancho, and Casemiro. Casemiro shot wide, just about shot wide, but the passage of play between Shaw, Sancho, and Bruno, that combination play between the three of them was beautiful. And when I saw that, I thought to myself, yeah, Ten Hag is doing his thing. These players are being coached. You can tell that they are being coached. And that's something that we couldn't say under Oli, something that we couldn't say under Mourinho. But some of the passages of play and the patterns of play, I'm not getting excited. I can only say what I see. And I'm seeing progress. I'm seeing clear progress from Manchester United. So even though Casemiro missed the shot from about 25 yards, that passage of play gave me hope. And that's how we continued. We continued balling. We balled out today. Man United balled out. Anyone who say that we didn't ball out today is hating, So, yeah, great football in the first half. We saw Anthony doing his skills. I saw Anthony at one time literally get the ball. I think maybe around the 37th, 38th minute, get the ball and beat two players so easily, and with so much skill, the way he did it. And I thought to myself, that's what I've been waiting to see at Old Trafford. A player who can take a man on. I not just take a man on, but leave a man on his bum. I know Rashford can do it sometimes, and I know Martial can do it sometimes, but Anthony's just different. He's different. We've got a player here. Close control, dribbling. His technical ability is quite high. His footballing IQ, for me, already I can see his football IQ is quite high. He's only 22 years old. He's going to get better. We have a player on our hands with Anthony. But yeah, so that was the first half. We passed the ball around nicely, had good possession against Tottenham, but we just couldn't get that goal. And I thought to myself, is this going to be like last time, like the other matches? But no. Soon as the first half started, as soon as the second half started, the start of the second half, Fred scored. And I'm happy that Fred scored because Fred is that player who's similar to Pogba in the sense that when things are not going right, he's the first one people want out of the club. He's the first one people hate. He's the first one people want to slag off and talk negatively about. Fred is that guy that turns up most of the time in most of our big games in the Champions League. How many times have we said Fred played well today? Fred played well today, especially against the big teams in the Champions League, in the Europa League, in the Premier League. He usually turns up against the bigger teams, Fred. But as soon as he has one bad game, we need to sell him. He's the worst midfielder ever. He's crap. And I just don't really understand why other players can have bad games. Like Bruno. Bruno doesn't really play well against the top teams. We had semi-final after semi-final under Oli. Final after final with Oli. I think we reached the Europa League final. And Bruno didn't turn up in any of those. We lost all of those games and Bruno was nowhere to be seen. But nobody wanted Bruno to be sold. Nobody said Bruno was crap. We allowed Bruno to have his bad games and we moved on. But some players are not allowed to make mistakes. Some players are just not allowed to have bad games because as soon as they have a bad game, they're the worst player ever. But when they play well, nobody says anything. Fred is that guy and I'm going to stick with Fred. As long as he plays well, I'll say he plays well. When Fred doesn't play well, I'll say he didn't play well. Last game, he didn't play well. This game, he played well. But I'm not reactionary. I'm not, as soon as he doesn't play well, he needs to be sold. He's crap. So what happens when he plays well the next game? Should he still be sold? Is he like, no, let's stop being reactionary. Fred is a decent footballer. He does his job. He does his job well most of the times. He has bad games like everyone else. It's fine. But when he's good, he's good. I would probably say him and Casemiro were the man of the match today, both of them. I might give it to Casemiro slightly because I think his performance was more polished than Fred's. He did more of the right things than Fred did. Bruno had a decent game. He's in for a shout, but yeah, give credit where credit's due. Fred and Casemiro played well today. So back to the game. Fred scored, deflected shot. Sancho set him up. Sancho had the ball, just laid it off for Fred. Fred shot, deflected shot. That goal put us at ease. We needed that goal. I kept saying in the first half, if we don't score, we're going to lose because Tottenham are going to hit us in a break. But Tottenham were never a threat today. It's interesting because Tottenham had 8-9 men behind the ball. And this is Man United's problem, breaking down low blocks. And that's another reason why I thought we wouldn't win today. But we broke down a Tottenham team that had practically 9 men, 10 men behind the ball. This was a good performance today. It was a good result. But let's get back into talking about the second half quickly. Rashford, once again, I think in the second half, Rashford had more chances. There was an opportunity where I think the ball hit Rashford's back. Then it bounced in front of him. He was through on goal. He did a chop, sent, defender sliding. All he had was a goalkeeper to beat, and he just blasted the ball straight at the goalkeeper. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't he just place the ball in the bottom corner? And that's a common theme I saw throughout the game today. When Rashford was through on goal, rather than looking up and just placing it in the bottom corner, just shooting in the bottom corner, he just hit it hard with his laces, knuckleballed it as hard as he could. Any other striker would have aimed for the corner. He didn't want to do that. Just hit the ball as hard as he can. And that is why we need a striker. If Martial cannot be fit, we need a striker because Rashford is not a striker and Ronaldo is an old man. It's simple as that. He just kept missing a lot of chances in the second half. He also had a free header, an absolutely free header. And he just got it all wrong. His position was all wrong. His timing was all wrong. And I remember under Oli when Rashford used to close his eyes when he headed the ball. Which striker, closing your eyes when you headed the ball is something you get taught as a 5-year-old not to do. But Rashford is doing it. Rashford is not a striker. He never has been, never will be. I'm sorry. It's time for us to get that into our heads and just move on. So yeah, second half we did play well. We played better. We bopped the ball just like the first half, but even better. I think we played better in the second half. At that point, Tottenham kept huffing and puffing, but even before United scored our second goal, I didn't feel threatened by Tottenham. How is this Tottenham team the third in the league playing this anti-football? They were playing Jose Mourinho football, sitting back and trying to hit on the break while we were trying to do the possession-based Ten Hag ball. As good as it is, the football we play today, we can still get better. We can still get better, guys. But yeah, just to conclude, just to finish my assessment of the second half. Of course, we scored the second goal in the second half by Bruno. In fact, no, let's talk about this because it was actually a great counter-attacking goal. The goal started off with a Tottenham attack, I think a Tottenham corner. Shaw won the ball off Harry Kane and Luke Shaw started the attack, gave it to Sancho. Sancho moved it on to Bruno. And eventually the ball got up to the other end of the field. Fred tried to shoot, he missed, and Bruno just caressed it into the top corner. It's a good goal by Bruno. I'm largely disappointed in Bruno's shooting in general. I don't understand somebody who can shoot the ball like that, right, for his goal. Great goal. It was a great goal. Let's give credit. Great goal by Bruno. Someone who can shoot the ball like that, why does he always have to hit the ball so hard and, hit the ball 20 yards, 50, 100 yards over the bar the majority of the time? Why does he do that? I don't understand. Because he has the quality to connect with the football properly. But similar to Rashford and similar to Ronaldo, they like to knuckleball it a lot and they like to hit the ball as hard as they can. They don't like to caress the ball and nestle the ball in the side netting or in the bottom corner. It's all about hitting the ball really hard. And I don't like that. I like to watch a striker or footballer aim to the bottom corner and put the ball wherever he's aimed. I don't like the lucky goals. Let's hit it as hard as I can and smash it and hope it goes in. I don't like that. I'm not saying that's what Bruno did with his goal because clearly Bruno caressed the ball into the top corner. But in general, I see a lot, not all the times, but I see Ronaldo, Rashford and Bruno a lot just smack the ball really hard towards goal without putting any thought or care into sort of any direction or where the ball's going. I see that a bit too much. And that's why I said we need a striker. We need a striker. And like I said, around the 73rd minute, once again, Rashford was through. He shot. The keeper saved it. And I thought to myself, why is he just smashing it? Why is he just smashing it? Why not put it in the corner? But that's me, nitpicking about our finishing. The reason why we didn't score the last game and we struggled to score the game before is because of our finishing and the way we shoot. We just need to finish better. We need to shoot better. That's it. If we can finish our moves better or just finish our moves in general, we will finish in top 4 today. This year. We will finish in the top 4. So, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the performance. We didn't really let Tottenham breathe. We didn't let them play. We didn't let them build. Varane and Martinez were on Harry Kane's neck all game, every time. And even when Harry Kane dropped deep to pick the ball up, Casemiro was near him. Fred was near him. They just didn't produce anything. I don't remember Tottenham having one clear-cut chance on goal. We defended very well, and that's the thing with Man United. We're going to be inconsistent this year, and I've said this many times. We're going to win games like this, and we're going to lose games because we need to get used to Ten Hag, get used to the way Ten Hag plays, and get rid of the old habits. And in order to learn new habits and get rid of old habits, it takes time. It takes time. It does. There's going to be games where we concede first and we slump and our heads go down a little bit. There will be those games. But in the end, whether it's this year, whether it's next year, eventually Ten Hag will get his team playing exactly the way he wants them to play. It will happen. We can see already, even with some of Ollie's players still here, we're playing good football. So, good game. I'm surprised Tottenham played so badly, to be honest. Where was Son? I didn't even notice Son was playing. I didn't notice a lot of their players were playing. We played very well. Yes, we were at home. But like I said, the way that we pressed from minute 1 to minute 0 to minute 90, we couldn't have pressed like that with Ronaldo. And it's funny because I'm not having a go at Ronaldo. I'm only being honest. The games where he has played, whether it's Brentford or the Europa League games, we haven't played well with him on the field. We have not played well with him on the field. It's time for us to talk about it. And I think he walked away after the whistle was blown and went straight into the tunnel. I don't think he was injured, but he just wanted to go home, or I don't know. Who knows? But I don't know. Anyway, guys, that's how I saw the game. We're getting better. Dalot and Luke Shaw, the fullbacks, providing the width when our wingers tuck in. We're seeing that, and we're also seeing Dalot and Luke Shaw, but more Dalot and Malacia, to be honest, tuck in the way that Man City's fullbacks tuck in to create more numbers in the midfield. We're seeing that as well. So we're seeing Ten Hag ball. We are seeing it, and I'm all here for it. I've been waiting for years just to see some good football. I don't care about where we finish or whatever, because I know once we start playing good football, we will finish high in the league. Let's work on our football. Let's make sure the football we play is good, and we are seeing good football. You know, Man City fans have been left police. The Man City fans have been left spoilt with the football that they see every single week. Imagine being a Man City fan and seeing that kind of football, the way that Man City play football every week, sourcing. Soon that's going to be us. Get ready. Get very ready and be very happy. Fred, my guy. Casemiro, my guy. Anthony, my guy. The Brazilians, yeah? That's how we do. Casemiro, man of the match for me. Great game of football. Smash the like, turn on the notifications, and subscribe. Share this video. Spread it. Let's build this community. There's a lot of communities, a lot of football channels out there. Some who don't like to talk about the game. Some who just like to talk about feelings and emotions. And, I like to talk about the game. I like to talk about what happened in the game. What went wrong. I like to analyze things. And not talk about feelings and emotions and transfer news and all these things, So yeah, we're going to build a community here where it's just logical football talk. If you disagree, you let me know why you disagree. You comment below. Soon we're going to be bringing people on the channel if it gets bigger. So yeah, to spread the news, share the video. Let's try to build something here. And yeah, let's go onwards and upwards. We've got Chelsea next. And if Chelsea fans are watching that, if we play anywhere like that against Chelsea, I think we'll win. The way we played against Tottenham should be the minimum now. That should be the standard of every game, the minimum standard of every game. Just keep Ronaldo away from the pitch and we'll be all right. Anyway, peace out. Love. If you're not